We have Darren Steele here, guys. He's from Indianapolis, Indiana. And so just some real estate background on him. He has a duplex, some single family experience. Darren, thanks for being here. And I'm just curious, before working with Michael and the Michael Blanc team, like what was, given that you had the experience already, what was the moment that you realized that you needed to make a change and then you actually joined our mentorship program?
Most of it was just realizing, like most people, that I can't scale at the level of single family. It's a pretty typical path. Everybody's heard 1,000 times. You just can't scale fast enough. You don't want to deal with 100 roofs. If you can get 100 units under one roof, rather do that. And just along with the vacancies, I'd hit a point with one of those went vacant and just a $10,000 turnover and 3 months to get somebody else in there. And you quickly realize that's 2 years worth of lost revenue on one unit. So, and just started researching the multifamily units or multifamily pathway.
Gotcha. So just a natural progression almost, and then also seeing some of the kind of downfalls of smaller single family, one single tenant kind of properties.
Correct. The appreciation has been amazing on those properties, still hold them to this day due to the appreciation still going, but appreciation doesn't provide monthly cash flow.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So like with you transitioning or expanding into the multifamily space, like what do you feel like was the biggest roadblock or challenge that you had with getting into this on your own?
A lot of it's just trying to figure out relationships for me, as well as underwriting isn't completely different, but yet it is also a whole different world. A lot of the terminology is the same, but how to go about it, how much to estimate for things, that became a challenge. And that's where a lot of just talking with other people became much more valuable that are in their underwriting deals every day.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that and how you being part of the mentorship and the community helped you? Like what helped you the most?
Most of it actually ended up being meeting people through there were some nightly mentorship calls and then offline picking out people that I wanted to meet with through that mentorship calls. And once we just snowballed from there, found a group of people that seemed to connect with, seemed to align with, who were willing to also teach, bring me along in the back room of deals. And that's just how that process worked. So even though I went through a lot of the core stuff, more of it, the way that I learned was just the relationships and getting in on some deals and watching them work through it, and then watching the challenges that arise.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a relationship business. Can you tell me a little bit about the deal that you just got done a month or so ago?
The one a month or so ago happened just I joined as an LP on a deal previously with some people through the deal. But they joined as an LP. They let me also sit in on all of their GP meetings since they were mostly from the DMM and invited me in, let me see all of the back rooms. I thought that it would be really easy to find deals, underwrite deals, and so somebody else to be more of the capital raiser. Then I started realizing the logistics guys were going through, and that's when I realized cap raising may be more of my area through my connections on that versus actually going out finding deals, talking to the brokers, and putting together that kind of team. So that was probably the biggest eye opener to me, which then led to the next deal that this team had together that we ended up coming in and needing people to find and bring money to the table and brought to a close, and started from the very beginning of that deal. Started with realizing we need to start talking to people about needing money about 5 months before the deal probably actually closed. So, and even after the deal closed, still didn't have it all fully raised yet, but that was how it came about, was starting out, getting to see the back doors, realizing cap raising was probably more of the area versus being a deal finder.
So that was in Charlotte?
That was
North Carolina. How many units was it?
That one, I believe, was 56, or might have been 2, because the one before I think was 46 or 42. Can't remember.
Okay. Awesome, man. Cool. Congrats. And you're working on something right now. So that's pretty cool.
Yep. Just continuing, as you said, relationship game, moving into the next one, hopefully more closer to my hometown, and just continuing to build those relationships to get the next deal. Also to bring in, like I said, more team members. That's the biggest eye opener. Single family could do it pretty easily all by myself. You cannot do multifamily by yourself.
It's a team sport. I keep telling people. So awesome, man. Congrats on getting that first deal done. What would you say to somebody who might be thinking about coming onto the program? What kind of advice, tips would you give them?
My biggest piece is go to the different group calls, the mentor calls. That's what was the biggest advantage to me, was meeting other people that were doing similar things and getting to talk to those like-minded people. That's what was the biggest help to me, was making those connections.
Cool, man.
Skip those extra calls.
Like you said, relationships open the doors to more opportunities, and you're proof of it. So congrats again, man. And thanks for sharing your experience.
Thank you.